you all these questions. And some of these questions, I'm going to change the question on you. So we'll kind of scratch some things out. All right, on number one. I don't even know what to name. I don't know how to fix this question, because I know what I was trying to do then was the federal budget. What I was looking at is never mind. What we're gonna look at now is what is the federal budget? If I say the federal budget, what does that mean? It's the plan for their spending. So the federal budget is the plan for their spending. Now, people always ask,
Coach Roll, what's the government spend trillions of dollars on?
well,
That's 35.
anything, any agency, there's 15 executive departments. There's the Secretary, there's the State Department, there's the Defense Department. And all those departments have things they got to do. They have people they hire. They have jobs to do. They have paper to buy. They got paper clips to buy. They got computers to buy. And then you've got Congress, and then there is thousands and thousands and thousands of individual offices or places where people do stuff for the government. And then within them, you've got stuff they got to spend money on. So our government's going to spend a lot no matter what. There's a lot of stuff to spend money on. I'm going to show you this. Well, actually, that's what a C-section looks like, if you don't see that. That's how he started. That right there, I saw that one, oh my gosh. That's how everything started, right there. He started costing us thousands of dollars and screaming. So,
that land in Manchester or turned out can't tell.
What grade you at? I was 33, wasn't it?
He was 14.
this year,
What grade do you think that was? It was a white dude. Yeah, I came for fat. I would have it over. My jersey went to my knee 10 pounds at that age.
And you didn't ask
We were having a conversation.
Yeah, fellas, anybody actually butt in?
yeah, like you did.
You were going to sneeze?
No,
We were having a conversation.
Again,
Have a conversation. Like, I was having a conversation with him.
you have a
So we don't want to hear it?
conversation, but everyone is
Yeah.
asking for
What
your
year?
Well, you can tell me, hey, I'm fixing to have a conversation.
Yeah, look, I'll take that up.
okay, so we'll show you this. When y'all, in your life, right, y'all are fixing to have your own economy, right? Next few years, you're going to have your own economy, where you have your income and you have your bills. When you sit down to plan your budget, what's the first thing you need to know?
how much you're waiting.
Nope.
How much you made?
How much do I have? And then your budget is based on, okay, here's how much I make. I can't buy the extended cab dually truck. I can't pay for the $1,500 a month apartment by myself. I can't. It's all I can't. Yeah, you're what's the word I'm thinking of? You're limited, right?
Right.
Our federal government does not do that. They start like Cutler. What do I want? We're going to do this. And whatever comes in, but we're going to do this. Does that make sense? They do it backwards. I showed you that debt clock last semester, the 24 trillion. That's why that happens, because you're spending before you figure out what you get. Now, every year, routinely, America brings in about $2.5 trillion, the government, and they spend, on average, over time, about $1 trillion over budget. So our government overspends at least a fourth or a third more than what they get. That's not how you can live your life. Y'all all know you can't do like that. Well, they do. This is what, when I say deficit, the federal deficit, and I'm not expecting y'all to write any of this stuff down, I just want you to think about this and have it, and you kind of know this. The federal deficit since 2000. Deficit means you ain't got it. So they've spent, the deficit spending means they're spending more than what they got. 2000, 2001. What happened?
They made money.
They didn't spend all of it. I don't know what was wrong with them then. What happened to them? Oh my gosh, but then they got back on track. 2002, they spent a few billion. 2003, $500 billion. 2004, $500 billion. Stayed down here. And then in 2009, $1.5 trillion more than what they brought in. And it stayed about that level. Then it started to drop. Under 1 trillion, then back up to $1 trillion. Hello. Yes. How many think the council needs called? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many the office? How many the office just called? 1, 2, 3. But now we can't be halves. Yeah, I got it. So office wins. How many think a girl was called?
Not today.
No. Yeah, it was way too much.
Girl? 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 How many think a boy was called? J-Rod, go get counsel. Now, let me tell you this right here. Here's 2020. Now, I would give the government this. They would have done this, but there's a bunch of crap happening. $3 trillion over what they brought in. But wait, there's more. This was done, this was put out, well, whatever.
Just press the back arrow.
I think your mouse is right up there.
Just press the back arrow.
I do that? Godzilla.
You're going to tap away from it.
This piece of crap. Oh my gosh, you know what that means? I gotta do the stupid pansy. I hate this stupid garbage. This is so dumb. I'm 53 years old. I'm like, I don't need to be doing this crap all the time. You know what never did this? A chalkboard. Never did that, ever. This was done like this summer. I've got some news for y'all. America has done it. Last year, are you ready? Our government spent $6+ trillion. Let's give it up for America. Wait for America. Not the people of America. Our government spent $6 trillion. The printing press is printing up the dollar bills. Now they don't, I just, y'all will get to deal with the aftermath of that. in your future. I think I'll be dead before the whole thing collapses, but maybe not. If they keep doing this.
People just use money.
So basically for that one, I just want you to know, basically we spend more than what we bring in. And that you can't keep doing, you can do that every once in a while, but you can't keep doing that. That's not the way to run a railroad. What?
Why can't the government get in trouble, but then whenever somebody does this, they'll get in trouble and sent to jail for it?
Well,
Because it's the government.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like then they can't put people in trouble
Well,
in their country.
all right, here's athletics.
That's what I'm saying.
Every once in a while, it takes me a while to get away from here to get to fifth period. And every once in a while, I slide in a little bit late into athletics after things are going. I've never had to run for that. However, Pacer Riles shows up late. Bear crawl, go. That kind of.
Yeah, but it's like they're
I know,
doing it-
you're right.
they're doing it
But,
every
all right,
time.
here's the thing. All right, why? Why are they able to do that? Because they're not being held accountable. Who is the boss, the employer of the government? We are. Hey, bless you. And we are not, like Coach Cook said, I'm not allergic to green, and I can be bought. You know, the government is giving out money to people. There ain't a whole lot of people turning it back in and saying, no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? We're in charge of that. It's really our deal. It's our fault. We're letting those people do it. All right, the gross domestic product. Where am I at here?
My dad says it's.
Here you go, Wayne.
Take 34
The gross domestic product is basically the country, the nation's income or the nation's value. It's the value of everything produced in a country in a year. It's the value of everything produced in a country in a year. Helps to even hold the pen. It helps to hold the pen. It's hard to write without holding the pen. It's everything produced in a country in a year. The value of that. So it's kind of like what our economy is worth for that year. So whenever you hear the GDP is going up, it means our companies are producing more stuff, making more stuff. More cars are being built. More houses are being built. If our GDP is going up, now does that make sense? GDP, everybody good on that? It's the value of everything produced or created in a country in a year. GDP, gross domestic product. Now, when you talk about economics, there's gross and there's net. What's gross? Not
It's like, what's the total sum?
It's the total. All right. So the net would be like the profits from that. The gross is the value of all that. The net on your check, your gross is the total check. The net is what you take home. So you got the gross domestic product. If that GDP is going up, what does that tell you about our economy?
Doing really good.
It's doing good. Because why does a company produce stuff?
It's in demand.
Because they know they can sell it. They're not going to produce stuff that they can't sell. They're going to limit production. Everybody with me? Now, if you buy a used car, does that go on the gross domestic product? No, because it's what's made that year. A brand new built house. If you buy a house, that doesn't help the gross domestic product. A brand new built house does. So the gross domestic product is also called the economic indicator. Kind of tells you something about the economy. Look up our gross domestic product in 2019. GDP, 2019 United States GDP. What do you think what do you think happened to it in 2019? Up or down? It did go up.
21.4.
21.4 trillion. Did it increase like 4%?
5.1%.
That's really good. If the GDP, if it goes up any, that's good. If it goes up multiple percentage points, that's really good. That means things were booming pretty good. Now, Our debt is about 24 trillion. If you're, and this is not, I skipped every day of economics, literally. I have only lived economics, I've never taken economics. If your debt is more than your annual salary, is your life pretty good? No. So our nation's debt is 24 trillion. The value of everything we make is 21 trillion. That's not a good, I think about 5 years ago is when that passed. It used to be our debt was under that, then it moved. So anyway, GDP, that makes sense? All right, in 2008, we're gonna change this question. This is really just, I want to point out that our budget way exceeds what we spend money on. I tell you, you just went to sleep, so you got to write stuff down today. I did sleep more than you last night, but I didn't sleep more than you the night before. I did sleep more than you last night. I can tell you, I got 6.5 last night. That's a good day. That's a good night for me. Just the budget, we spend way more than what we bring in. And this year, Republicans can't say that they're fiscally responsible. It's like saying, you know, I only killed 5 people this year. That guy killed 10. I only killed 5. Okay, thank you. The Democrats historically are going to spend more than Republicans, but Republicans cannot tell them that they're fiscally irresponsible, because you saw those years. When Republicans were in charge of Congress, they're still spending like crazy. It's not any big deal. All right, the 16th Amendment. How do I do this? All right, 16th Amendment made income tax legal. It made individual income tax legal. Income tax is legal. I don't mind income tax. I'm not against income tax. What I'm against is taking my money and wasting it on unnecessary stuff. Now, just because I don't like them spending money on it doesn't mean it's unnecessary. But y'all don't get to go on a trip on a vacation if you're 50 grand in debt. You don't get to do that. You gotta get financially sound before you can do stuff like that. I want our government to be financially sound before they start spending on testing the stress level of elephants, stuff like that. Our government a few years ago spent $25,000 studying, I think it was more than that, but $25,000 studying why people don't like beets. Well, they don't taste good. That's my one sentence study. They don't taste good. Pay me $5,000 and save the 20 grand, and I'll do that. All this anyway. Okay, now get your phone out. What percent of federal revenue? What's revenue? What money you bring in? What percent of federal revenue is income tax? Give or take. You're never going to get an exact answer.
57, I think.
Yeah, about 50% is what I saw. Yeah, 50% basically is income tax. 7% is corporate income tax. So you got about 50% income tax, about 7% corporate. If I say corporate income tax, what's corporate? Businesses. Businesses. And then what?
36 payroll.
All right, yeah, we're gonna talk about that real quick. Payroll taxes. That's on your paycheck. That is Social Security, Medicaid, that kind of stuff. So that's money that goes towards that stuff. So about 50% of it is income tax. There's some other money that comes in from like tariffs and other stuff. I want to talk about this here. How much economic background do I got? None. Just living life and listening to stuff. Is the lights okay? Y'all good on that? Can y'all see? I don't want to jack you up or anything. I'm gonna get over. I'm not worried about saying it because y'all will forget it and I can do it again later. If you're a plumber, if you're an electrician, if you got a little business, okay, you are incorporated. You are, I know it's on here. Go down, yeah, LLC. I got that there. LLC is a limited liability corporation. That's an LLC. If you've ever had a plumber come over or a contractor or something like that on the side of their truck, do you remember seeing LLC?
Thank you.
Do you remember seeing LLC? If not, next time you pull up next to a plumber or work truck, it'll have the company. Look there, you'll see LLC. Has anybody seen that before or recognized it? Okay. What that means is, let me do this. No, that's my
Yeah, well.
Zillow. What's it doing? Chalk never did this ever. Okay? Here we go.
See J-Rock.
No, it's not they need to do it. It's Christmas photo with us, I think.
Mowing the lawn.
Mowing yard. This is Riles Lawn Mowing LLC. No, not LLC. This is just Riles Lawn Mowing. Pull up in my truck, got a lawnmower, got a weed eater. I'm mowing the yard. So I'm mowing the yard. A rock kicks out, hits a car. They wreck. What are they doing? You're gonna sue me. It's just me and a lawnmower and a truck. That's my business. What can they get?
Your lawnmower truck.
Anything I've got. Because it's just me, a lawnmower, and a truck. They can take my truck. They can take whatever. Because I was negligent. Alright? So what you do is, okay, here's me. Alright? You got me. When I do an LLC.
Good morning, Paradise High School teachers and staff. This is Dr. Utley. Sorry for interrupting, but I had a board meeting with the school board this morning at 7:30, and as a result of that meeting, I will be coming around and giving a special envelope to every employee in the district, and the high school is my first stop this morning. So I hate to interrupt instruction, but I think you will be very much appreciative of the envelope that I will be providing, and this is just a small token of appreciation from me and the school board for all the work that you've done this school year. We know it's been difficult, we know it's been trying, it's been less than optimum, but just a small token of our appreciation for everything you've done. So we'll see you here in a few minutes. Thank you.
What's that? Yeah. So, let's say I'm an LLC. An LLC is a legal. I have to go through some paperwork. I have to sign up with the government. I create an LLC. It creates a second thing. This is the company. Right? So when I've created a second thing. There's me, and now there's the corporation. There's the LLC, and there's me. Now, I mow, I hit the rock, it hits the car. Who is that person suing? Now they're suing the company. They're not suing me. An LLC separates the owner from the company. So they can't come after my stuff. They can't take my things. They can't take my savings, my accounts, my house, my stuff. They can't do. They can do something to the company, but they can't do anything to me. So it's legal protection. Anybody who has their own little business is an LLC. Otherwise, they ain't gonna be in business long. Does that idea make sense? Now, what do you think? Because this legally creates another thing. What do you know about our government? What does our government do right? They take money. So what's the government going to do to this LLC? They're going to tax this thing because they created another thing. Now, this LLC is going to get taxed. Oh my gosh, how hard is this? So, whatever profit the LLC makes, whatever profit the company makes, that profit is now going to be taxed. After it's taxed, I get my share of the profit. So it does cost the business owner some money. They are taxed twice. Does that make sense? Because there's two things now. So LLC, if you're an owner of an LLC, you are going to get taxed twice. But why do you have to do it? Legal protection. So you're not sued. You don't lose everything. With that being said, that's 7% corporate income tax. So think about this. Corporate, you hear corporate, you think Apple or some big huge AT&T. You think Visa. That's not what corporate is. Corporate is mainly a bunch of little guys in a truck that go and fix people's plumbing. But it is AT&T, it is Apple, it is Google, it is all that stuff. Now, me being a raving lunatic conservative, especially when y'all were little bitty, there was an economic crisis, and they started bailing out companies because they didn't want them to go under. They started getting billions of dollars to these banks and companies to keep them from collapsing. I said, don't do that. Now, am I an economic expert? No, I have common sense and I see some stuff. That's pretty dangerous because I'm not necessarily right. I said, let's not give money out. Let's don't charge them taxes. Instead of charging this, instead of doing this, let's take that away. Let the company keep all their money. Then we're not bailing them out. We're not loaning money out. What's a greedy corporation, which could be Apple or it could be me in a truck fixing plumbing? What am I going to do with keeping more of my money? I'm going to spend more. Now, there's two ways of spending. I'm either buying myself crap or I'm trying to make myself richer by building my business. I'm going to invest in my business. And what happens when I invest in my business? What's going to happen? How do I invest in my lawn mowing business? How do I invest in my business? I buy another lawnmower. I buy another weed eater. I hire another guy to help out so I can do more yards and make more money. Now, by being greedy and wanting to be richer, did that benefit this other person that I just hired? Now, I'm a very simplistic guy. I'm an idealistic guy. But even if I'm just some rich, I heard the idiot guy who's a genius, but he's an idiot. What's his name? Yeah, Musk. Okay. He's like the richest guy in the world now. Even if he just wants to go around and buy stuff, does that still benefit people? If he buys 7 cars this year, people have to make those cars. If he builds more houses for himself this year, people have to build those houses. Us buying more stuff creates opportunities for other people, creates jobs, creates more taxpayers.
Should I just give it to your wife?
Yeah, that's fine. I won't ever see it anyway.
Coach, thanks so much. Appreciate you. Thanks.
I tell you really should. I'd save me a trip.
Wait a minute. You want hers?
No, not at all. Where's that here? But that's philosophy I have. I'd rather not have the government give stuff. I'd rather them say, hey, we're not going to take as much from you. You go. Here's my economic philosophy. What do I know about economics? What have I been taught about economics? Nothing from a professor, but just life. There's a river, okay? Y'all have all been over the Trinity, either on River Road or on 1359, and you look over the little bridge, and like now, what do you see? Just mud and a little bit of water, and it's gross.
I'm showing a lot of fish.
After it rains, if there's like a lot of rain and it's up and that water is moving, which body of water is healthy? Now stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Stay with me here. If it's full of water and it's moving, are you more likely to jump in to cool off than if it's just some stagnant pool of water and just kind of gross and you see the bugs floating on? I mean, I'd rather get in a healthy, flowing, full body of water. Okay, I know what you said, but you see what I'm saying? A river is healthier when it's full and it's moving. When it's stagnant and low, that's how I feel about the economy. But stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Stay with me here. We got time. The more money that's flowing in the river, the better off the river is. So if this is our economy, the more money that people can put in the river, the better off we are. If the government's taking more money, that's less money going in the river.
It's just stagnant, nasty.
Plus, who's going to handle your money better, you or the government? You're going to handle your money better. You're going to handle your economy better. The government is not going to handle my economy better because they don't give a crap about my economy. And if they waste their money, there's more coming in next year. Am I guaranteed to have more money coming in next year? No. So individuals are always going to do a better job, I believe, of managing the economy than the government is. I think I'm at least 70% right, but I just don't trust the government giving them more money. I don't think they're going to fix stuff. They've proven they can't do that. They can't handle it. They're like Titan with money. If he gets money, he always wants to go buy a toy. Can I buy a toy? Can I buy a toy? Can I buy a toy? That's not right now. Let's wait till tomorrow. It might be a better toy. No, I want this toy now. I want this toy now. That's the government. They want this toy now. All right. Stay with us. We'll finish this tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Monday.